Five friends head up to a remote cabin where the discovery of a book of the dead leads them to unwittingly summon up demons living in the nearby woods. Tonight on Survive the Night podcast, we're talking Evil Dead, the remake from 2013. Back to talk Evil Dead. Boy, there must be a glitch in the Matrix or something, because I could have sworn we've done this already, but nope. This is just Evil Dead, not The Evil Dead. The 2013 version by, forgot the dude's name already, Fede Alvarez. Mm-hmm. I have problems pronouncing dude's name. Honestly. In fact, it might not be Fede. It might be like Feed, because I actually don't know. I've never heard him talk or people talk about him. So I don't know. I'm going to guess it's Fede, though, because I'm assuming he is like Peruvian or something. Yeah.
He's from Uruguay. Okay.
Yep, that makes sense. So, we rewatched Evil Dead, the 2013 film, and I'm going to be a bummer because this is worse than I remembered in a lot of ways.
That's fair.
Yeah. Primarily, the problem I had with it is I think it's boring for too long and too just kind of trite and, yeah, this is like pretty standard horror stuff. And then it's not for like a little bit, and then it is again, and then it's not for the end. So, like, it has some glimpses of, yeah, this is dope, but those are, weirdly, the only things I remembered from the last time I watched it going in. So, like, obviously, they made an impact then, and they do again still, sure. So that's good. Everything else I just feel is like, yeah, this just feels like any other movie. It doesn't need to be called Evil Dead. Like, that has no defining characteristic about it. So I was a little bit let down by it, but I still had a good time overall, I think is my intro. What about you? Because I know you like this one a lot.
I love this movie more than I feel any person probably should. So
Okay. So before we go into the rewatch, do you remember, what was the thing you remember that you liked? And, like, we'll see if that held up, I guess. I mean, if you remember specifics.
I mean, it's the end. Is the thing that I love the most, for sure.
The end is definitely, like, this is the thing this movie does that separates it from every other movie that kind of does a cabin in the woods thing, because everything else kind of is pretty standard, I felt. Which is okay, but I don't know. I guess the real thing is that when you have Evil Dead on the title, I feel like it needs to have, I don't know, it needs to like kind of have a certain charm to it that I think this lacks. This just feels like any other horror movie, and then the end happens, and the end is like batshit insane in the way that I think a Raimi would do. Honestly, so like the end is great, but everything up to that I feel kind of let down by.
Part of what I like about it is the lack of personality. Weirdly,
okay, yeah. So we're just on opposite ends of that, because that's what I didn't like about it.
No, because I've watched this movie multiple times. I'm like, why do I fucking love this movie so much? There's kind of this like, I kind of fucking just love how much these characters like suck and aren't memorable. I don't know.
Yeah. I forgot about like all of these characters.
David is so perfectly like fucking nothing. He has no charisma at all. It's so funny to me.
He's this movie's Ash, right? The one with the sister. He's like he's not the one that reads from the book, right? He's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I think the thing I think this movie does that's cute that I kind of like. It's just the way it remixes literal things that happen in Evil Dead and kind of distributes them differently.
You're right. So
that's why both guys are wearing blue shirts. Keep you on your toes.
I don't think I would have caught that like some of this stuff had we not been kind of watching these every week for the last couple months or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like the fucking necklace he gives her is literally like an homage to like the weird circle pen. Like in this, it's more of a like, I don't know, ancient Indian tribal thing or something. But I mean, it's the same fucking thing. Essentially, it even falls into the shape of the skull again in the end. Yeah, you're right. There are great callbacks actually, and that stuff is kind of fun.
And I find it very funny how it's like doing these obvious like callbacks to a series that's comedic, but it's like not making any jokes.
Oh, it is so serious.
It's not doing that at all. And I find that extra funny.
So
so the part of it where it's like so dry, I find very funny.
Okay, that's fair. I have to tell you about the watch situation here because it is hilarious. So I knew what I was getting into. I could have sworn Erin watched this with me back in the day, but she didn't, apparently. I watched it with somebody else when it came out. So she didn't know what she was getting into. She loves Evil Dead. Like, this revisit has been great because she likes slapstick stuff.
Yes.
And the whole time she's like... So the first like 10 minutes happens and she's like, oh, this is going to be scary, isn't it? And then like it just keeps going and getting worse and worse. And I just see her like physically uncomfortable and hiding and stuff. And just like, this isn't fun. No. It's supposed to be funny. And it was so funny to me.
Yeah. See, again, that's like, this is what I love about this movie. It's not slapsticky. But I find it very funny the way it just is about being as mean and like just gross. I don't know. It's like just about shocking gore and like it's not even really about being scary.
It's like not even about the same thing, really. It's like about literally the devil instead of like some Kandarian demon. It's the same thing as there's a book, but like that's where that similarity ends, essentially. Like collecting souls so that the abomination can be born or whatever. It definitely goes into more witchcraft territory than Evil Dead ever did. Which is fine because it's a...
I don't know. It honestly, reminded me of like Dragged Me to Hell in that way of making some of that shit more specific.
So that's the thing, is that this doesn't not feel like a Raimi thing in parts. I just think the more boring parts feel less Raimi. Like there is a quality that seems like he could have maybe have made this for sure. Drag Me to Hell, I think, is more brutal in some of the ways it deals with its characters and not so much in the like gore aspect, where this is definitely more gory. Just like, you can't not think of Ben with the box cutters coming out. Like, yeah, that whole part is disturbing and disgusting in a way I didn't even remember. And like, even I was just like, oh, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Like these parts are fucked up.
I'm just laughing the whole time.
Yeah, it's great. But like if you're the person that's like Evil Dead's supposed to be slapsticky and fun, then man, do I not have the movie recommendation for you?
No, totally. But I'm coming from the part where I'm like, I watched fucking Army of Darkness and I'm like, this was just too silly. Could we like take away all the silliness? And here we go. We take away all the silliness. It's all gone, sort of.
It is weird how like Evil Dead 2 is the perfect mixture. And then after that, like we had Army of Darkness and then this, which are two opposite sides. If Evil Dead 2 is the middle, these are like the Venn diagram other sides of it.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, and I think I was disappointed in Army of Darkness in the same way that, like, I remembered it being silly, but I didn't remember it being that silly. This, I think this could have been more gory, even this one. My biggest problem is just how boring just some of the in-between parts are, specifically the first, like, half an hour before they even find the book. Even though it has, like, a really good open with kind of just a random family or something and the daughter crying and then saying, like, some fucked up demon shit while they burn her. It's like, okay, we're back on track here. And that was
This
the
is an
moment
Evil Dead
where-
that swears.
that was the moment where it's like, oh, this is going to be scary, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like that opening scene was like the promise
It's
of
the
what
moveset.
we're gonna get to. So I was willing to like allow the movie to be boring for a bit. Just
I
be a
like the
normal
setup
movie.
though. I think the setup of more of a modern like retreat to help your friend get off of heroin, and like it kind of excuses some of the weird demonic thing that start off with them overlooking it easier. I think it's actually a really good setup for this stuff too.
It's like, yes, it would, for a normal person, it would make it more believable for them to say this maybe she's just crazy or whatever. The part where David is still like, maybe she's just crazy, like after two friends are dead or whatever, and he's still like,
Yeah, that's insane.
and fucking like Eric is just fucking laughing at him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Maybe there was like a disease from dead cats or something.
I've always been afraid that me and my sister would go crazy too. Like, you
So
fucking
stupid.
kidding me, you moron.
No, there's definitely a moment where it's just like, okay, you need to start believing this stuff. But for the most part, yeah, Junkie's going to want to like say that they're seeing stuff or hearing stuff. They're going to try to get away. They're going to say maybe the woods attacked her or do things to try to get out. Like, I like the setup in that we need a reason why the character is going to be attacked and nobody's going to believe them. That's kind of realistic until things are like we pass a point of no return. I think they did a good job with it too. I also kind of like the fact that the bridge is like one of those floodgate bridges or something. So the fact that it's raining really heavy, it just means that the bridge is out, even though I would have loved to see the claw. I kind of liked that take on why they can't get out. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's for a more grounded idea in how to do like a possession story. I think it's very, very good with that stuff. And it obviously borrows a lot from The Exorcist and how it deals with the actual possession of the deadites, I guess, or whatever you want to call them in this. Because they're not really deadites necessarily. They're more possessed, like exorcism type shit. And they kind of just steal lines from The Exorcist, like mother fucking and getting fucked in hell or something, like just all that sort of shit is definitely from The Exorcist, but whatever. I feel like this whole movie in general is kind of just a nod to a lot of different other horror things that came before it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, just because the ending is then unlike anything I've seen.
Yeah, I mean,
like if we get somewhere in by the end that's different, for me that's a big plus. I don't know.
Sure. Honestly,
Like,
just kind of the way they deal with the kids too is good. Possessed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find her name. The one that just like starts fucking shooting herself in the face with a nail gun is like, she's great. Like that's a great way to do just a weird possessed person doing weird possessed shit.
Yeah, she gets the cut off her hand in the kitchen scene.
Yeah, she gets
that gets assigned to her.
Only she cuts off her whole arm up to her bicep, essentially.
Yeah,
like, it's a little worse for her.
Yeah, well, look, this is Evil Dead 2013. We're gonna go a little further. We're gonna push a little harder.
Literally, we're gonna give you 4 more inches of arm.
Yes,
that's what we do. Yep.
Yeah, man.
That whole part's disgusting. It like falling to the floor after it's like hanging on by the thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that shit. It's so gross.
They literally do the Sam Raimi hand grab while somebody's grabbing a thing on the ground. Yep. I think twice, maybe even at least
times.
Once. Yeah. So that's there. The shotgun in general. It's like the exact same shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any like.
So is the chainsaw.
Yeah,
I fucking love when he's going through the shed and he's like looking for the battery, and it shows the chainsaw, and then like it's like this chainsaw is here, guys, and then he just moves on and he grabs the battery, and you're like, but I didn't fucking know that chainsaw's there.
I mean, they do literally the same thing where he cuts up, I guess it was his girlfriend, cuts up the girl or whatever in the shed. They even do the same gag of like the light getting blood on it, so there's a blood glow, like a red glow coming from the shed afterwards. There's a lot of Evil Dead stuff in here that's just ripped, and that's great.
It's like it's such a different vibe, but it's like the moments that matter are like here remixed.
Yes. The burial scene. Remember how I kept saying like I really like the shot where it's like from the ground, and when we're talking about the original The Evil Dead and like the dirt is being poured on, they do that exact same shot the exact same way. Yeah, no, they do a lot of that stuff very, very well. They even do the stupid demon thing flying through the forest real quick and then coming up on the doorway and all that sort of thing. Like, they do all of that.
And when
they do all the greatest hits.
When Mia's being chased through the woods.
They unfortunately do the tree rape as well. That I forgot. Yes. And I will say this one is way worse. This one is much worse. But it's
the other hard one is when Olivia gets full possessed. Like, she walks away from the bathroom and then she stops and then she pees herself.
That's gross. Yeah, she needs to drink more water. Yeah, your pee should not be that golden. So you need to drink more water. If yours looks like that, you got to drink more water and maybe go see a doctor. Maybe go see a doctor. Just in general. Get an okay bill of health. Otherwise, yeah, drink more water.
Don't cut off your own face. That's a bad idea.
This is like kind of a weird way to broach this topic, but
sure.
I think with the tree rape in this being grosser, it felt more okay in a weird way. Like, it's like the thing where there's a point that if you reach that point and like, oh, this is just like a fucked up thing, it doesn't feel as creepy. You know what I mean? And it didn't linger on it. It just kind of happened and it was done. So like, I still think the original one is creepier, even though this one is more brutal. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's hard to...
Yeah, I mean...
I agree with you. It's hard to put my finger on it. But it's definitely a thing of like, this movie's just here to like gross and shock you. Like, it's being aggressive about that. It's not like, oops, we were being goofy and we accidentally made something really fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. No, they were just like, look how fucked up this is. And you're like, yeah, you're right. That's fucked up. And we kind of all acknowledge that this is fucked up and we're done with it, rather than this kind of weird middle ground thing you get with the first one. With the first one, it's literally not supposed to be that. It's just the way it was filmed makes it look like it's doing that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Also, just that scene in general with like the branches around her neck and like holding her like wrist and stuff, it was so fucking brutal, and in the way that I think he originally wanted the first one to be, but it did not come off that brutal the first one. Yeah. I wonder how many of these kids signed up to maybe get hurt also while filming, because I bet this movie was a lot safer to film for how much more brutal it was. So, at least there's that.
Yeah, this is like a professionally made movie by people who knew what they were doing.
And like money behind it, I guess. Actually, the budget's not that big.
No.
17 million is not that big of a budget. And it looks like it blew past it with about 97.5 million. So good for them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think this, if I'm not mistaken, didn't this kind of pave the way for him to do, Don't Breathe. This is kind of like the thing that, and Don't Breathe I think is fantastic, like way better than this by every metric in my opinion.
I mean, I like this more, but Don't Breathe is very good.
I love Don't Breathe, yeah. So I mean,
Don't Breathe was like, oh yeah. This I knew this guy knew what he was doing as a horror director. And this is like a confirmation where he just made his own unique thing, and it was just awesome.
I do feel bad I didn't see Don't Breathe 2 yet, but he also didn't direct it, so I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, I kind of don't care.
That's kind of why I haven't, to be completely honest. Yeah. And honest, like, I think we'd be remiss to just not talk about how brutal some of this shit is. So, her cutting her tongue in half with the box cutters and then just kind of like wiggling her fucked up snake tongue around. It's just terrible. What a fucking terrible scene. That scene, like normal movies show her start to do it and then they cut to like maybe a reaction shot and you don't see it happen. This just holds on her doing it for like 5 fucking minutes and it's fucking terrible. It's so bad. That's one of the scenes I remembered. The other one, of course, being the whole ending with the blood rain, the abomination, but most importantly, the chainsaw just like revving up in the thing's fucking skull for like a minute straight and just pieces flying around.
That's very good. For me, good. The moment is when she's like, when her hand is pinned under the car, and then and she's reaching for the chainsaw, and then is like, oh fuck this, and like just forcibly rips off the rest of her arm. That is when. That is when I like truly fell in love with this movie for all time. Because that's the shit, like a character who's just like completely fucking fed up with this shit. Is just gonna fucking like rip off their own arm to just fucking get this done.
I mean, I understand that type of anger and frustration with things.
I feel it in a way I just don't. So many movies do not get to me that way.
Totally.
So that's definitely a thing of like just the highs with this movie stuck in my brain so long that it just rose in my estimation over time and like became important to me.
Sure.
Because like I didn't come out of it coming like seeing this the first time saying like that was the greatest movie ever. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then it just like thinking about it and like on subsequent viewings, the stuff that makes it matter to me still matters enough. I'm not that bothered by the part where the characters mostly suck and
they're terrible. I mean, they're terrible characters. They're just useless. Olivia attacking Eric in the bathroom is great because he just beats her head in with the fucking thing. Like, that's great. The nail guns don't have infinite ammo, so that scene is way too long, and there are too many nails shot for how many nails are usually in those things, especially after they used a bunch.
So many nails.
But whatever. Like, it's a horror movie. I get it. It's fine. And the dismemberment is absolutely insane. Just dirty dismemberment. Her cutting off her arm using the turkey cutter or whatever, the turkey carver, the electric knife. Her ripping her arm off, like you said, just
her hand, her nasty. Other hand getting shot off.
The hand getting shot off is, it's so good.
And then her turning back to normal and saying, "Why are you hurting me?" And just like, "Why does my face hurt?" And just crying and like dying in his lap. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean it's
'Cause
terrible,
like,
but yes, it's great.
It's completely just like the demon just like doesn't do anything more with that body. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like, well, this one's gone. Whatever.
Yep.
Just throws her away. I'm trying to remember other. It kind of has like a weird twist that I thought was kind of cool back then, and even now, honestly, where they kill the main character. So the main character you think is going to be the Ash in here, Mia, right? And she's really not for most of it, because she is definitely the sister that gets possessed and thrown into the basement first
Yes.
for the whole movie and does like a bunch of fucked up shit. But then they kind of do this cool thing of like killing her so that the demon releases her, and then her coming back as like the hero or the survivor at the end. I thought that was actually really cool. That's a neat idea.
I think it's very good.
Yeah. The way he brings her back is stupid, because that's not how people work. You cannot just shove electricity into somebody's heart and get it starting again. That is not how humans work.
That felt incredibly Evil Dead. It's just like, look, you put duct tape on that thing, it's fucking magic.
It's so Sam Raimi, it's ridiculous. Like, that's why I like it, but it is so dumb. Yeah, it's absolutely fucking stupid. And honestly, so it's weird because I actually remember this the first time watching it too. I remember just being like, why do they have to explain that the demon's looking for 5 souls to like resurrect the like Antichrist essentially or whatever? And it's when they show that stuff at the end, I'm like, okay, this is so worth it. Like, it's so worth having some weird dumb exposition thing so that they can do this whole end scene. They really honestly just wanted it to give an excuse why there'd be raining blood, I think. And it works. It's fine.
Yeah, they've told you that, you know, once they get 5 souls, shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
That dude gets fucking stabbed in the neck, and shit goes down.
Yeah, it goes real bad. Also, shooting gas cans doesn't happen when you shoot a gas can. Like, sorry, but it doesn't. It's fine, but it doesn't happen.
There was also gas all over the floor, but yeah.
I think Eric kind of like. Sorry, I'm looking up his name. Lou Taylor Poochie, whatever. I think he gets a little shafted, because if I was in this movie and I was like, oh, cool, I get to be in the new Evil Dead, I get to do some Deadite stuff. He does like 2 things. The others get like some great shit as Deadites. He gets the end.
He just gets fucking tortured as a person for the longest, as like his punishment for being the one who unleashed this, basically.
That's what I'm saying, though. He doesn't, like, the actor himself doesn't get to do cool zombie shit, really.
It's true.
It's just like, you get to be the douchebag that just gets cut up a whole bunch.
I love after he's like dies and David just like shoves him into the water. Just like, all right, done with this guy.
Yeah.
Like unceremoniously, just like, and he was gone forever.
I hate how long he is also like, maybe she's just having a rough time, when he's the one that looked at the book and like is recognizing the shit happening before everybody else. I fucking hate that shit. Just like, you know what you did, you motherfucker. You know. Don't even pretend.
God, he goes to such lengths to fucking read the words. He cuts open the fucking barbed wire. He tears off the cover. He reads the book. He fucking gets the little paper to like, you know.
Yeah, to do a rubbing because he couldn't see the words.
Yeah, because the words have been scrubbed out over. So he has to do a rubbing to see what they are.
Yeah. By all intents and purposes, that demon was firmly locked away by the last people who dealt with it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be some kind of moron to do what he did.
I mean, maybe don't leave the Necronomicon just sitting on a table. But
you're not wrong. But at the same time, so I'm not going to lie. If I saw that, I would open it. I would want to see what's in it. But as soon as I saw what was in it, I'm not reading that. Are you kidding?
As soon as I saw the fucking cat room, I would
Oh
leave.
yeah. Actually, I would have. As soon as you smell it, I think as soon as you smell it, you're done. Because like, I don't know if you've ever smelled decomposing. It's disgusting. No. Yeah. What are they fucking? They're so stupid. God, they got what they deserve. Frankly,
they're very dumb.
Yeah. I don't remember any of these names either from them. I'm trying to see what these people have gone on to do.
Well, I know
in life.
The only thing I know is the girl who plays Mia is also the main character in Don't Breathe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Rocky, apparently, is the name. Which I had no idea. I had no idea. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're... Like, one of them's a CW person, I guess.
Sure.
The one that was the nurse, that was the first one to die, is Canadian, so she's automatically the best one out of all of them, but she's done kind of nothing. Yeah, she's done nothing, really. Yeah, I don't know. It's the people that got out of this are really the director. Like, this kind of proved that he's got the chops for some weird, fucked up shit. I do feel a little bit bad I haven't watched other things from him. Like, apparently, have you ever seen The Girl in the Spider's Web?
No, because that's a girl with the dragon tattoo movie. It's not a horror movie.
Is it? Because it says he wrote and directed it.
Yep.
So,
but it's a girl with the dragon tattoo. It's like part of that series.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's not. So I don't feel any, and I heard not great things about it. And it's like, if he was directing a horror movie, I'd be all in. But if it's just like an action movie or whatever.
Yeah. Apparently he wrote the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well, but which some people have said is okay, but most people have said it isn't. But he also didn't direct it, so like it's hard to care about that. Yeah. Hopefully he does something else at some point. That would be cool. I'm just reading here. Apparently he was attached to direct a live-action adaptation of the video game Dante's Inferno. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so stupid.
Amazing. Yeah, and he's like one of 3 credited writers on Girl in the Spider's Web.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm a little disappointed that I'm disappointed. And I remembered liking this more the first time. Rewatching it, I was just like, oh, this is kind of like basic in a way that I don't love. And then it has parts in it that I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's still fun. At least it's fun. Like,
basically, like 3/4 of the way through, it could have ended, and then it wouldn't have been a memorable movie at all. But it has a tremendous extra finale.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of don't get the end, because she like the end where she gets like picked up and then it shows a close up of her eye, even though it's not like possessed currently. It's just like, all right, well, I guess that means she lives. Okay. And then the end, the post-credit scene, you just have Ash going groovy.
Yeah, people demanded it. They would have rioted if you didn't have Ash saying groovy.
Weird. People are weird. The things that people care about is fucking weird.
Yeah.
The dog's name is Grandpa, which I thought is hilarious.
It's a good name for a dog.
It's a good name for a dog. That poor fucking dog, though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. It's not a good movie to be an animal or a person.
Yeah, it's kind of just not a good movie. Full stop. Oh. No, you're right. If that ending didn't exist, this is super forgettable.
Yeah. but then it rains. The girl in the red dress is out there, and it rains blood, and she rips her own arm off to kill the demon with a chainsaw.
That she handles with one arm, like, and the stump. Yeah, no, it's really good. It really does a lot of heavy lifting for the rest of the movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we rewatched it. It was fun to rewatch.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit bad that I didn't properly prepare the person I was watching with and what we were about to see. But I think the movie does a good job preparing you with that intro. That intro is pretty rough, and that's definitely not the Evil Dead tone right from the get-go. So, yeah, shit happens.
Again, like, I don't have like a defense for this movie. I just fucking really like it in a way I kind of can't explain.
Sure. I mean, that's fine.
Like, again, I like this movie more than I think anybody should. So,
I don't think you shouldn't like it for what that's worth, because the way you said that made it sound like you shouldn't like this. I think you could. I personally don't think it's great, but I had a good time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like,
I just mean like the extent to which I love it. That, like, it's one of my favorite horror movies. Like, that's
that's insane to me.
Yeah,
but sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
I apparently watched the extended edition too. I don't know what it adds though. Do you know?
I don't think the scene where she gets picked up is in the theatrical.
Is that really it?
I don't remember. I don't think I didn't watch the longer version. I don't think that scene is in the version I watched. So I don't really know what's missing.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some quick on the fly research here, but it's kind of fucking difficult. Oh, an alternative ending. Wait, what? Did we see different endings? Hold on. An extended version featuring an alternative ending, a deleted mid-credits. Oh, did you not see a mid-credits scene?
No.
Okay. Mid-credits scene, various other deleted clips and dialogue. The mid-credits scene I'm talking about is that she gets picked up and there's like a zoom in of her eye. That's the mid-credits scene for people playing at home, I guess. Apparently some other dialogue and stuff is different too.
Yeah, I don't think you need that scene.
You don't, because it makes no sense. That's why I was saying, do you know what that was even about? Because I don't.
Nope.
Completely
I didn't
useless.
see that.
Technically, that scene makes it so that, like, canonically, she's alive and makes it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's not important. In fact, I think it's maybe better if it's ambiguous whether or not she lives after all that.
Yeah, no.
So
it's
whatever.
better to just end the movie.
Yeah. So my thing was 96 minutes compared to 91 minutes. I got 5 extra minutes.
5 extra minutes of bloat.
You can do worse for 90 minutes of stuff. I mean, you could watch Crime Wave.
True.
That is worse than this movie by far.
True.
Right.
I like this movie more than Army of Darkness, personally.
Yeah. Okay. We should rank all this stuff, because now, like, all the Evil Dead stuff that we've done, this is kind of the last real Evil Dead thing that isn't a TV show. Mm-hmm. Okay. For me, the bottom tier, Crime Wave doesn't count also, obviously, because it's not Evil Dead. I think Army of Darkness might be bottom tier. I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Army of Darkness or Within the Woods?
Army of Darkness. Within the Woods is 15 minutes, and it kind of does Evil Dead the way Evil Dead does Evil Dead, but in 10 minutes.
That's pretty good, though.
It's really good. I really like Within the Woods, like if you consider what it is.
But it's hard to compare a 15-minute thing to a 90-minute movie.
Yeah. I think I'm with you about the silly tone. Army of Darkness has some of the most important cult like fan status stuff from it ever in this series, but like that doesn't mean the whole movie's good.
I'm fucking not out here. I don't know, like I could put in a category with The Princess Bride instead of like the horror movies I want to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Then I think it's Evil Dead the Musical. After that, after Army of Darkness, just because it's kind of a worse version of the thing I like. Like it's fun, but I'm never probably gonna watch that again. In fact, I don't know. I might even watch Army of Darkness again sometime. I don't know that I'll watch Evil Dead the Musical again. That's hard, though, between those two, the bottom
I would be more excited to watch a different performance of Evil Dead the Musical, maybe.
Yeah, no, you're right. Then for me, it's this. It's pretty close to the bottom for me. The other stuff is just so much better. So that's why, really. And then I don't know. I still think The Evil Dead is my top, with Evil Dead 2 like directly behind, and sometimes they interchange depending on what I'm in the mood for.
Sure.
Where I think, if I remember correctly, those two are inverse for you. So where does this stand between The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 for you?
Like, it's kind of my favorite, even though I do kind of think it's indefensible, but it's kind of how I feel.
Okay, so this is top for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess this is kind of mid-tier for me out of all the ones we watch, and that makes sense. That seems about right for me. I think objectively I'm right. No, I'm kidding. But I think most people probably agree more with me. But
totally.
I'm sure there are people that agree that this is the best one. I wonder...
Again, if I heard somebody else say that opinion, I would look at them sideways, even.
I wonder if, like, for people who this is their first one, how they feel about the others. Because they are so different.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I kind of... I didn't hear anybody... The only people I ever heard talk about this movie at the time, part of why I defended it more, was, like, people who were Evil Dead fans who were, like, upset that it wasn't, funny or whatever, or didn't love it. I didn't hear anybody who like just took it on its own merits.
I think the defense, or I think saying that it's not good, or it's not good because it's not funny, is kind of the wrong take about why this movie is kind of mediocre. I don't think this movie's bad. I just don't think it's like remarkable is the thing. Except for one scene, I kind of didn't remember most of the shit that even happens in it. And honestly, in a week from now, I'll forget most of that shit as well. I watched this last night, so it's still fresh for me.
Yeah, for me, it's like, this is Evil Dead without Ash, and I find that very interesting. I find the ash-shaped hole that it leaves interesting, and I find it weirdly hilarious. Like, it just hits a point for me where the things that are bad about it are become endearing to me just because I like the movie. Instead of becoming things I complain about, they're things that's like, this is interesting. It's interesting how fucking much David is terrible and is like a charisma fucking void. Like, he has no on-screen charisma at all. It's like he's like anti-Ash in that way, and it's very funny to me. He just sucks so bad.
It is kind of amazing how they're all kind of charisma voids. Like, they're archetypes, but they have no charisma.
I think the actress who plays Mia has charisma, but she's the only one, really.
But she's the Evil Dead for most of the movie, which is kind of an interesting take, too.
But even when she's like playing the hero at the end, she's way better at being like a person. She's way more compelling to watch.
I mean, there's a reason why she's in the next movie that he did.
Yeah.
The others aren't, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think comparing this to the Evil Dead series does this a disservice, but even then, I think this standing on its own is just unremarkable, but okay. Like, I don't think it's bad at all. I don't think people that say it's not funny, so I don't like it, are correct. I think that's a bad take.
Yeah, the other movie that, because it came around at the same time this got compared a lot to, was Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, that's a complete... Cabin in the Woods is actually more Evil Dead than this in a lot of ways. The way it kind of carries itself or whatever. And that's fine. These both can exist. That's okay. Because I love Cabin in the Woods as well as the Evil Dead, I should say. But like, I don't know. I mean, it's a cabin in the woods. Like, that's the thing that connects these two. So it's so dumb. It's such a dumb connection.
There's a cabin and it's in woods.
Like, what was that movie? Like,
they're both
Dragonfly
meta in like completely different ways.
No, Dreamcatcher, or like, are we just gonna compare every single fucking movie where they're in a cabin in the woods? Yo, we should do a podcast series where we compare every movie where they're in a cabin in the woods.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God. We already got a good start. We've done a lot of movies where they're in a cabin in the woods.
Get to like, we're just doing like dramas that happen to take place in the woods, and we're like, fucking no one died in this movie at all. God.
I'm sure there's comedies where they like lock themselves, like there's...
And I'm just like, this one's just kind of goofy, man. I don't know.
Movies that take place in a cabin in the woods.
I find it very funny. Like, my big takeaway will be, though, that like I'm just judging them as if they were horror movies. And if they're not horror movies, I'm disappointed.
Do you want the top 10 of best cabin in the woods movies ranked according to IMDb? Okay. Yeah. Number 10, Evil Dead 2013.
Sure.
6.5 is the rating it was given.
Next Wait, up, 6.5 gets you 10th place? Really? Wow.
Yeah, dude, none of them. Wait. Do any of these crack 8? None of these crack 8. So, Severance from 2006. Never even heard of this one, I don't think. But that is number 9. Number 9 out of 10. Apparently, it's an underrated horror comedy. Maybe I'll check it out. That sounds like something that might be up my alley. Go figure, a horror comedy that takes place in the cabin in the woods. I don't know. I don't think it'll ever work. Number 8 is Secret Window from 2004.
No idea.
I think Secret Window being too higher than Evil Dead 2013 is actually a travesty. That is so fucking stupid. That movie is terrible. So, I don't know. Already, I'm just like, people are dumb.
Oh, this fucking movie.
Which one? Secret Window?
Yeah.
It's bad. The writer, Johnny Depp plays a writer. It's bad. It's a bad movie. So I don't know what the fuck people are talking about with that. Number 7, Funny Games from 2007. Never heard of it. But it says here, fans of deconstructive horror, the movie is a must-see, but it's undeniably uncomfortable to watch by design. So, again, might be something worth looking into, honestly. 6 is Dog Soldiers. This is a movie I own that I don't think I've actually ever seen. Number 5 is Cabin in the Woods. Go figure. Number 4 is The Evil Dead. Number 3 is Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. That movie's legit great. That's a good pick. That's a good one. Number 2 is Misery. And number 1 is Evil Dead 2. Misery. So we've seen most of these. I think this ranking is off by a lot for the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Secret Window is easily number 10 if it's even on this list. I'm sure there's others.
There has to be a better some movie where people are in a cabin. Like, come on.
There has to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but maybe there isn't. Who knows? Oh, right, Cabin Fever. That's a thing. All of the Friday the 13ths, essentially. That's a thing. Antichrist is there's way more movies that take place in a cabin in the woods that are
Chaos reigns.
The Strangers isn't in the woods. That's in a community. Like, what? This list is dumb. What a dumb... They're wrong. They're just wrong.
Yeah, that's usually the way lists on the internet go.
Yeah. That's why we have to make our own. The right ones.
Hell yeah.
All right. I think... Oh, no. I was going to say, I think we're done with Evil Dead. I keep forgetting. There's the TV show, which is arguably going to be about 5 times longer time-wise to watch than everything we've watched so far.
Yeah.
But maybe good. I've heard people say good things about it in the past. I just haven't heard anybody talk about it in the last, 5 years. Or whenever it came out. That was 2016, right?
I think.
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I've seen most of season 1, I think.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is 2015 is when it started. And that is kind of the last time I actually heard people talk about it. But yeah, 2015 is 16, 2016 and 2018 was the last season. Did you like what, you're going to be revisiting it, so did you like what you remember or saw from what you remember?
The big thing for me was I was bummed out Sam Raimi didn't direct more of it, because he directs the first episode.
Yeah.
And so that set my expectations unreasonably high for the rest of the series in terms of how interesting it would be to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't even come back at all to guest direct anything.
No, if he had come back, I probably would have hopped back in.
Yeah.
The thing I remember, it's the way it handled, it's way more specific about learning about this demon that they're dealing with.
That's usually not great for horror.
Lore. No, it's it's not full. It's much closer to Army of Darkness, I would say, in tone, for sure.
Oh no. Okay.
It's a little more horror-y than that, but
I mean,
that's the end of the spectrum we're on.
I've had shits more horror-y than Army of Darkness, so that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It was definitely a thing. It was I was watching, I really just wanted more. I would take more Evil Dead 2013. I don't know.
How much
more
Ted
horror.
Raimi is there?
I don't remember any Ted Raimi, but
shit. How much Bruce Campbell is there, though?
There's a lot of Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. It is called Ash versus Evil Dead, so that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm actually excited to watch it. Should be fun. But that's I think what we'll be talking about next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 1, right? Season 1. Yes.
Season 1. Yeah.
Cool. Any final thoughts about Evil Dead 2013?
I don't know. This is the movie that made me realize that as I've gotten older, I just physical violence in movies, just fucking give it to me. I just like it more and more. Other kinds of stuff, maybe less so, but specifically that, I was just this movie just being incredibly violent to these human beings. I'm just into it. I don't know.
Okay.
There's something about it that's fun in this movie, even though it's not humorous about it. I don't know. it's definitely still
Sure.
interested in like violence. It's like, I don't know. It's not like we're being shockingly violent to make you feel bad. We're being shockingly violent to be shockingly violent. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I guess my thing is
girl in a
I think
red
people-
dress was raining blood. Good shit. Good idea.
Yeah. Agreed. I think people should just watch this, honestly. Just watch it once. And if you like it, then I think it's fun. It's an easy watch. So why not?
Yeah.
Well, easy. Depending who you are, it's an easy watch. It is pretty violent. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. If you can't handle a character cutting off their own face, maybe don't watch that part.
Oh, come on. She didn't even get halfway there. Let's not be... She stopped at her mouth.
It's really the grinding noise as she's doing it.
Yeah.
It's really the noise. she's wilding away on her own face.
Yeah, not wrong. All right, well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.